Good morning. We have students joining from, good morning, Madame Macaulay. Welcome. So we have students joining from across Northwestern Ontario, just so Jenna kind of knows what is in front of her right now. We have students who are in class from St. Joseph's School. So those kids will be in class, they will be wearing masks. And then Mr. Turner's class is in the sort of Fort Francis, Stratton area, and they are at home. Okay, so you'll see some kids joining in now. I see Parker's here. So lots of the kids that are coming on right now are learning at home.
Very cool.
So we've got kind of a cool mix. So good morning, Miss Ridgway. So we've got our virtual school. I see Miss Nizveski is joining from St. Joseph's. So this is great. So we'll let them pop on. You guys, these guys are all pros with the technology. They know that if they have a question, they can raise their hand. They can put it in the chat. An important thing, remember guys, is to keep your microphones off because we are videoing this. So if you turn your microphone on, then the camera gets stolen by you. So you'll be the person presenting. So if you're not ready for that, then just leave your microphone off. But I am excited this Monday morning to welcome someone who is super, such a bright light in our world. This is Jenna McCafferty. She is my friend, but she's also a really interesting person who works with the body. And we know that for the last little while, we've been, experiencing a lot of changes, a lot of stress. And what happens when we have that we feel that in our body. So Jenna is a yoga teacher. Okay, and you guys have all been doing yoga. So Jenna's a yoga teacher. Jenna does massage. Okay, so if people are feeling really stressed or if they're injured, they could go to Jenna and she kind of heals them through massage. But she also has a business where she offers people different herbs and different little remedies that make them feel good kind of from the inside of their body out. So welcome to Jenna McCafferty.
Hi guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you, Tiff, for having me here to chat today.
Yeah.
It's exciting for me to be here with you guys, and as Tiff said, to share stuff that I feel so passionate about, and hopefully I can really help you guys today in learning some tips and techniques to just feel a little bit better inside your body, to feel a little bit healthier outside. And we're going to really work with some techniques, some massage techniques, a little bit of breath techniques to understand the role that tension can play in our body and how we can really release that so that we feel a little bit more just whole and connected. So the way I really look at it is a lot of times when we have tension or stress, it's almost like we have these stuck spots in our bodies. So we can all probably understand if we ever have, say we hurt our arm, we hurt our shoulder, it may of course feel sore, but we also, again, we experience just kind of a stuckness, and the body's natural state would be to be open, to be flowing, to be moving, and to be feeling connected and to be feeling good. So that is ultimately the goal. And first and foremost, I thought it would be fun if we all did a little tour of our own body just to see how we're feeling this morning, to see if we can notice any of these stuck spots and what we can do about that. So if you guys want to join in, like I said, we'll do a nice little tour. So let's all start wherever we're at. If you can sit up nice and tall, and if you can put your feet on the ground, that's always really nice. Have your feet right on the floor. If you're comfortable, you can close the eyes if that better helps you to focus inwards. I know I always like to have my eyes closed, but you can certainly leave them open if you like. And then, like I said, we're just going to go on a little guided tour of our whole body and see how we're feeling this morning, okay? So the first spot I want us to bring attention to is our shoulders. How are our shoulders feeling? Are they scrunched way up by the ears, or are they relaxed down? Do we feel like they're pulling us in forward, or are they relaxed back behind us? Sometimes I like to imagine I have almost like big bowling balls in my elbows. Imagine the elbows are nice and heavy, pulling the shoulders down. Good. And just see how that feels. Notice how your own shoulders feel. And from here, another really important area that we can check out is our jaw. So how does your jaw feel? Are you squeezing your lips or clenching your teeth? Can you relax that area a little bit? And how about the eyes? Let's check out what's happening around our eyes. Are we squeezing our eyes shut, or are we tightening up around them? Can we relax around the eyes a little bit? And how about the head and hair? Sometimes we forget about this area, but if we've got lots going on in our mind, sometimes even the hair can feel tense and feel tight. Good. And then the next part of our body, let's check out our hands. How are our hands feeling this morning? A lot of times if we're using our hands to play or to work, we can get a lot of tension in there. So if you even want to wiggle the fingers a little bit, maybe make a fist and release, and then just let your hands be nice and relaxed into the fingers, into the fingernails. How does that feel? And now another really important spot that we can check out to see how we're feeling is in our stomachs. So how do you feel in your tummy this morning? How does the belly feel? Maybe you can take a nice breath in there, and as you breathe out, try to relax the belly. Good. And then the last spot we're going to scan in our body are our feet this morning. So can you feel your feet on the floor? Maybe you want to wiggle the toes a little bit. And then just let your feet feel really nice and heavy into the floor. And from here, let's just take a moment. We'll each ask our own body the question, how is it feeling? It's really important that we take the opportunity to check in with our own body. So it's a question, it may sound silly if we don't ask it very often, but it's good to get in the practice. Just to ask my body, how are you feeling, body? And if there are places that feel kind of stuck or tense, just tell them it's okay, you can relax. And then when the body feels nice and relaxed, we have this beautiful experience where, as I said, everything gets to feel connected, gets to feel open, gets to feel flowing. So we're in a nice, relaxed spot, but yet we have this beautiful energy working throughout the body. Good. So I just wanted to start with that this morning. You guys can kind of open your eyes if your eyes were closed and come back around. But again, I think if we're talking about being healthy from the inside and out, it's very important that we kind of start to have this relationship with our own body, because we can have a lot of support and a lot of help from other people to help us be healthy, but it's really important. That's the way I like to look at it, is my own relationship with my body and checking in to see what are my needs today? How am I feeling? Because sometimes we may act in certain ways and we don't even realize, oh, maybe it's because I'm feeling a little tired today, or hey, maybe I'm really hungry, or maybe I need some exercise. So it's important to start to understand what's going on with us physically.
I love that. It's amazing, Jenna, and maybe teachers, if you're sharing on behalf of your kids, you can share their thoughts on this question. But it's amazing how even a 5-minute practice like that, you feel quite different after. Like, you feel a little bit more relaxed, which is such a nice way to start the day. But the question about where you were holding those stuck spots, it'd be interesting. So if you felt kind of those sort of stuck spots, what was your stuck spot? Okay, did you feel tension anywhere? And if you guys are screen sharing for your kids, you can ask them that question and then pop it into the chat. But the stuck spot that I noticed when I was thinking about my whole body was my jaw. And so I was able to relax it. And then as soon as I relaxed it, the rest of me kind of felt like, oh yeah, this feels really nice. So did any of you guys have any stuck spots? That's the question. You can go ahead and put that in the chat and we'll see where people are feeling tension today.
And yeah, and sometimes it takes a little bit of practice to start to understand and acknowledge those spots. But I know for me, I was feeling it in my tummy, which we'll talk about a little bit more later, but that's often where I hold a lot of my stuck spots, is right in the center of my tummy.
And it's important to listen to those cues in your body, because everything that your body feels is kind of telling you something. And then once you are able to like listen to your body, then you kind of know, or you have a better idea of what your next step might be.
Yes, and we'll give you guys some next steps to work with those areas.
All right. Okay. So let's, do you want to keep going? Because
absolutely. So yeah, it's totally, like I said, whether you have spots that have called out to you or not, we're going to use some massage techniques. So as Tiff mentioned, I did go to college for massage therapy, and we learned some really, really cool techniques that they'll all do different things for the body. So we've learned some techniques that will really help relax us. We've learned techniques that will help soothe the system, some techniques that will actually help bring up our energy and bring up our focus. So I'm going to teach you guys 3 different techniques today that you can use on yourself, okay? Often in my work, I'm massaging other people, but these techniques also work. I mean, of course, sometimes it's tough to reach certain spots on your back, but we can really use a lot of these techniques in really beautiful ways. So the first technique, probably the first one that I learned, and I'm going to share with you guys today, is simply making circles. So if you want to do it along with me, we'll use our hands at the beginning and just circle our hands into one another. So making nice big circles. And then we can feel what that feels like. So start circling your hands one into the other. You can go slow, you can go fast, whatever feels good for you today. And try to make big circles. Now, what I start to notice is I start to feel heat in my hand. So that heat will really start to bring some openness. It will relax the muscles. So if we have those stuck spots, can you imagine doing nice big circles to bring some heat and bring some relaxation? So let's take those circles and we'll do them on our shoulders now. Now that our hands are nice and warm, circling around the shoulders. Maybe you can circle the elbows as well. A little bit of coordination exercise too. Good. Can you circle your wrists out using one hand, then the other, just bringing some heat, right? And then let's circle on our knees, big circles. You can go down the legs. And again, you can go as slow or as fast as you like. The faster you go, the more energizing, but nice and slow will relax. But again, we're bringing some heat, we're bringing some relaxation. And now we're going to do a little bit smaller of circles. So let's just take 2 fingers and we're going to circle around our jaw. That will help Madame Goulet. Circle around the jaw. You can circle under the eyes. How about even on the forehead? Some nice circles here. Relax. That's one of my favorite spots. Oh, even let's take 1 finger and circle between the eyebrows. That can be a real stuck spot for a lot of people, me especially. Circling. And just see anywhere that your body wants to feel the circles, feel that relaxation. Maybe more on the shoulders and back. We can circle around. And a beautiful thing, when we're doing this self-massage, it moves our energy around into different parts of our body. So again, rather than always being in our head, we've got lots on our minds. This will help us to connect to the whole body. Good. So you can just kind of shake that out. How does that feel for everybody? Good. So that's our first technique, circles for warming, for connection, for relaxation. Now the next one is a very calming and soothing massage technique. And this one we call sweeping, all right? So long sweeps, long sweep down the arm. You can try it down. You can go on the inside of the arm. Try that sweeping to both sides. Really soothing. This will calm the whole nervous system. So you can imagine if somebody's ever rubbed your back, nice long sweeps. Maybe you can reach your back a little bit. Up and down, long and slow sweeping. You can try that down the legs, outside of the leg. Good. And then one of my favorite spots for sweeping would be the head and even out into the hair. Just sweep up. Even if your hair is just short, sweep out. All the way up to the top of the head. So calming. Good. How's that for everybody? A little soothing?
Yeah, it feels amazing.
Yes, good. Anything that we noticed there? Just kind of calming the energy or? So our last.
It feels like such a nice way to start the day. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely felt really sluggish and had sort of a heavy case of the Mondays when I arrived here this morning. So I'm feeling much better.
Yeah, it can be hard to get going. And, you know, especially living in a cold place in January, I think it's natural that we kind of feel a little like blah. So taking these moments to first and foremost check in with our body, give our body a little attention. And it's, as I said, it can be warming, right? To do these circles, to do these sweeping motions, bring some energy throughout the body to lift us up a little bit. So now on that note, our last technique is our most uplifting one. So this was one I was taught when, say someone was coming to see me for a massage and maybe they had to go back to work after, or they had a job to do. I don't want to send them out really like, oh, sleepy and relaxed. I just want to go to bed. This technique, it's like karate chopping, okay? It's called percussion. And what this will do is it will lift up the energy, lift up the mood, and it will help increase focus. So can everybody get their karate choppers out? So it'll be like, we'll be going like this, okay? So let's try it first on our own leg, little karate chops. And you can go nice and fast too, really quick. Try both legs. The faster you go, the more energized the body will be. You can try the outside of the leg. Let's use just one chopper up the arm. Go really, really nice and fast. Okay, other arm, karate chop. We're waking that arm right up. And now we're gonna make smaller choppers just with our fingers, okay? Take those two fingers again. We're gonna chop the front of our shoulders, wake that up. That's gonna kind of wake up our lungs, get some lymph flow in, chop in there. And now we're gonna take just one finger, one chopper, and just gently, 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 nice to your body, gently karate chop with one finger, the jaw. How about around the forehead? Just waking up there. Open and close the mouth, and just again see, have a connection with your own body. What does it feel like it needs? Good. I definitely feel more energized after doing that. So maybe that would be a good one on those Monday mornings where you feel a little sleepy and you're like, I'm not sure today what I want to get up to. Give yourself a little percussion and then see what's happening.
Percussion for you, no percussion on anyone else.
No percussion on anybody else. It's definitely a technique that it sounds fun. We're chopping, but again, you want to do it with a good intention and good focus.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the 3 techniques I wanted to share with you guys as far as massage goes. And just to cover them again, nice circles, we can do that at any time, right? Circling the neck. We can sweep the arms if we need to feel soothed, or if we need a little bit of energy, gently tapping, waking ourselves up a little bit. All right. Good. And so the last thing I wanted to work with you guys on today, and now this is a really important one, through my work and in the pursuit of being really healthy inside and healthy outside, one spot that we really want to make sure that we feel good, that we feel healthy, that we don't feel stuck is in our stomachs, right in our guts. Okay, so this is a very important place that we want to feel deep down healthy. And of course, there are a lot of ways that we can have healthy stomachs, healthy tummies. I'm sure you guys could think of a lot of them. One would be putting good foods into our bodies. So then our stomachs will take that good food, turn it into energy, and then that becomes the energy and fuel for our whole body. Now, another really important thing you can see I've got here, I'm drinking my water, lots of healthy fluid. Again, especially in a cold, dry climate, a cold, long winter, the body gets dry and the stomach will get really stuck. So something really, really cool, or I think it's cool at least, is we have our stomach, right? It's like the sack where the food goes. But after the food goes into the stomach and gets eaten up, it goes into our intestines. So we have this big tract, almost 25 feet. So if I put my arms out like this is almost about 5 feet. So 5 times that length you have of intestines in your stomach right now. So if you can imagine, if we feel tight in there, we don't feel healthy, that's really a spot where we can get these stuck spots. I almost feel like little knots in those tracks, and it's not really healthy because we want everything to be open, we want everything to be flowing, we want everything to feel good. So of course, as I said, food, water, exercise. So when we get moving, when we get the body going, when we get the heart rate up, our digestion and our stomach is moving very happily. So those are important things. But the one thing I want to chat with you guys a little bit more about today is how stress can give us a real kind of stuck feeling in the stomach and not let us be as healthy as we can be. So now our minds and our stomachs, they're always kind of talking to one another. So if our mind feels kind of tight and stuck and stressed, our stomach is going to feel the exact same way. They're one and the same, which is, to me, again, very interesting. So we can work by calming the mind to make the stomach feel good, or we can do the opposite. We can work specifically with the stomach, and that will relax our mind and put us in a much more centered state. So why don't we try today? We'll do a little experiment. We're going to relax our stomachs and see how that changes our minds around a little bit, okay? So we're going to use some of our massage techniques first. We're going to do our circling technique first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take both of my hands and circle around on my belly. So let's all do this together. Nice slow circles. And if you can, clockwise. So going up to the left, down and to the right. Just making nice big circles here. We're going to bring a little blood flow like we talked about, a little warmth to the belly. Good. We're going to help unknot some of those stuck spots in there. Good. And then the next massage technique we're going to do is our sweeping. So we'll go down, sweep the stomach. Good. We definitely won't do our chopping on the stomach. That won't feel very good. Good. So now we brought a little connection. We brought a little release to the muscles of the belly. And now one of the best ways, as I said, to really relax the mind will be to deeply relax the belly. So we're going to do a technique where we use our breath to fill the belly up like a balloon, and then we're going to blow that breath out. So if you want, again, you can close your eyes, you can sit, or you can lie down. And then what we're going to do is we'll take a nice breath in right into the belly, and then blow the breath out the mouth. And let's try to imagine again, when we breathe in, we're filling the belly up like a balloon. So make it nice and round, big balloon belly, and then blow all that breath out. We're going to do a few more. You can keep your hand on your stomach if you like. Feel it filling up like a big balloon, and then blowing that breath out. Let's do 2 more like that. Big breath into the belly. Imagine a big balloon in there. And then good. And then last one. Deep into the belly, untying any of those knots. Create a lot of space in there. And then blow that breath out. Good. And then you can open the eyes if they were closed. And see how that feels. And do we notice any change in the body, any change in the mind? I know for me, like I said, I often feel those stuck spots, almost like knots in my belly. And it's become almost like a signal to me. When I feel that, I must be a little stressed, or I must be a little nervous, or I must be a little bit maybe worried. It's become a signal for me, and I can start to understand what my body is telling me. And then as a result, I can use some of those deep breaths to calm myself. Maybe I can give myself a gentle little massage saying, hey, it's okay, you're all right, you're okay.
I think that's such an important thing, because I know that, you know, lots of kids that I worked with, and probably you guys who are out there today, sometimes you guys might go to your teacher and you might say, I don't really feel good. And it's not necessarily that you're sick, like you have a, you know, something wrong with your tummy, but sometimes you might be worried, you might be stressed about a test, and the way that you might be feeling it is in that belly area. So the tips that Jenna gave you for massage and for breath can actually sort of help to calm the mind down so that you can feel a little bit better. Because sometimes the way we're feeling sick is just that buildup, that stuck kind of stress. And wherever that happens, sometimes that happens in our belly area. So those are all amazing techniques. So just to recap, Jenna, do you want to go through the massage techniques and the breath just one more time so that we can have a little bit of a recap?
Definitely. So like I said, I think the first and foremost important part is to ask our bodies how we're feeling. How are we doing? Do I have any of those stuck spots? Do I have any areas that need attention? And if your body is saying, yes, maybe this area needs some attention today, we can use our massage technique. So we can use our big circles. We can circle our shoulders. We can circle our jaws. We can circle our foreheads. We can use our second technique, our sweeping, if we really want to calm ourselves. Even just sometimes sweeping up and down the arm. It gives the body a nice focus. It gives the mind a nice calm point. Where again, we can sweep out into our hair. That's one of my favorites. And our third one, I'm sure you guys will all remember, karate chopping, to give us a little more energy. So if we're trying to wake up in the morning, you can give yourself a little chop, gentle little taps to feel a little bit more alert. And then again, also really realizing what's going on in our stomachs. So if we're ever feeling stuck in our stomachs, we're ever feeling tight and tense there, we can use some nice circling, we can use some nice deep breathing, and realize too that sometimes, again, if we're feeling a little bit unwell in our stomachs, it may have to do with what's going on in the mind. So making the connection there to calm the mind, calming the stomach is really, really important. And we can also treat our stomachs right with proper diet, with lots of water, good exercise, and again, definitely deep breathing and happy thoughts. I'm all about the happy thoughts.
Awesome. Okay, so thanks so much, Jenna. Maybe if we can just open it up to a couple questions. If people have to go, because it is our kind of half an hour time. So if you have to go, no problem. But if you want to stick around, and if your students have any questions about any of this kind of stuff, we'll just leave the chat open, or you can click your mic on and go ahead and ask those questions, and then we'll see what comes out of the session. But if you're leaving, I hope that you leave this morning feeling amazing. I know I definitely feel way better than when I started my morning. So thank you, Jenna.
Yeah, thank you guys. Like I said, it doesn't always take a long time, or it doesn't take a lot to just check in with ourselves and give ourselves some of the love and care that we need.
Thanks, Mr. Turner. Thanks for joining today.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Miss Ridgway. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks, guys.
So Miss Ridgway's class, you're going to head back to your classroom. Thanks, Mr. Fredo. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Grabowski. We'll see you this afternoon.
Thank you.